I do with the past year? Did I do all that I could have done? Did I make myself a better person? You know, so many times we are hung up on improving other folks. And so many people are hung up, on making the world a better place. There's only one thing that you can truly do to make a world a better place, and that's by making yourself a better person. Now, you know how to make the world a better place. And I want to say that again, and I'm going to put it in the first person. The way that I make the world better is by making myself better. Together. The way that I make the world better is by making myself better. But I've discovered sometimes people become so hung up on do-goodism that they get to work on trying to improve everybody else and neglect themselves. And you see, when you start trying to make everybody else better without making yourself better, what you're really doing is just meddling. Now, I know that may shock a lot of people, and especially the social scientists. Because uppermost in the mind of the social scientist today is the question now, how are we going to make this world a better place? How am I going to make this a better community? Those are good questions. How can we make the city in which we live a better city? That's very valid. By myself being a better person. And you really haven't done anything meaningful toward improving civilization and the world until you improve yourself. And each day you should set out to make yourself better in some way. Every day. When the infinite gives you a whole day to live, to move, and to have your being, you should do something with that day to improve yourself. How to make this your greatest year yet, no matter how good or how bad your year was. You can do even better. We're facing 12 new months. Regardless what time of the year it may be when you hear this message, you're always facing a new year. You can start a new year on any day. And isn't it wonderful that the infinite has created things so that we can start a new year on any day? Say that with me. I can start a new year on any day. And it doesn't matter what day it is. You can start a new year and say, this is where I'm going to start over. Now, the first thing that you must do, if you want to make the next 12 months your greatest 12 months yet, is number one, decide what you want. I've talked to you about this a lot, and I want you to write the question in your notes. What do I want? And I want you to ask yourself, what do I want? Out loudly, everybody. What do I want? Now, I know some of you are puzzled already. And I never cease to be amazed at how that question, almost more than any other question, puzzles people. People complain about what they don't have, about how bad things are. You see, if you don't decide what you want, you'll just have to take whatever you get. Now that should help you to decide. You can live either under choice or under chance. If you do not make a choice, you're living under chance. And it's a good thing for you to examine yourself right now and write the question, am I living under my choice or am I living under chance? You see, that's when you deal with luck. I call it dumb luck. People writing all the time, Reverend Ike, please pray for me to have good luck. Please pray for my luck to change. You make your own luck. So say with me, choice or chance? And this is very important. And most people are either in one place or the other, either choice or chance. And it's an amazing thing. Sometimes people try to get the infinite to do some things for them that they ought to do for themselves. I've told you before, there are few things that the infinite will not do for you. One thing that God Almighty will not do for you, the individual, is this, and that's choose. Remember, it was the prophet Joshua who said to the children of Israel, choose you this day. So the first thing that you have to do is decide, choose what you want out of these next 12 months. You want to be in the same hole? You want to be in the same rut? You want to be in the same jam? And then on the other hand, no matter how well off you are, don't you want to be better yet? I know that I do. And I want to be under choice and not chance. And the only way that I can be under choice is to decide myself what I want to be, what I want to do, and what I want to have. Now, the infinite isn't going to speak to you from heaven and tell you whether or not to get a Volkswagen or a Toyota. You have to decide. And I'll tell you this, I want you this coming year to use the power of choice and to test it out more than ever before. And I say to you, it is really going to surprise you, and many of you are going to be shocked at what Dr. Raymond Charles Barker calls the power of decision. There is a power in decision. Once you say, I want such and such, and you name it, right away the God power centered within you begins to go after it. The God power within you begins to go after whatever you say you want. But you see, the reason many people are frustrated is because they never come to a point of decision where they say what they want. And they wonder why they don't get anything. And I'm a great believer in writing down what you want. This is why I encourage people on radio and on television to even write letters. Write it down. This is why people who write to me have what I call so-called miraculous experiences. It seems like magic sometimes. They say, Dear Reverend Ike, I want a Cadillac. I want some money. I want this. I want that. I want the other. In reality, you're really writing to yourself. And you see, when you write it and you address it to me, I draw it out of you. And our individual thoughts join together in positive affirmation. And this helps to bring you what you want. But you've got to be definite. You have to be, as I've said before, you have to be definite with the infinite. Now, God is infinite, that's true. The universal spirit is infinite, but you've got to be definite with the infinite. If you want to make something out of the next 12 months and get what you want, another thing that you have to do is set goals. Say with me, set goals. Set goals. This is the beginning of another year, so what are you going to do? You're just going to sit by idly and say, well, here it is. Here's the question that I want you to ask yourself. What do I want to accomplish this year? Somebody's thinking, oh, yeah, I want $1 million. If you can subjectify $1 million, you'll get it. I don't advise everybody to start out with that as a starter. You see, whatever you can feel comfortable with you have to start with whatever feels comfortable to you in your mind.